and welcome to Round Robin. I'm the host, Robin McCormick with the City of Hampton. And today we're going to talk with the owner of Blue Skies Gallery, Darla Sexton, and artist Gerome Meminger. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
You know, Blue Skies has been downtown the whole time I've lived in Hampton. You're celebrating an anniversary this year.
30 years.
Wow. That, that's kind of like living through the time when downtown wasn't as vibrant as it is now. And to make it through that and to be a part of the downtown kind of cool vibe that we have going now is very impressive.
Thank you. Well, we hope and we think that Blue Skies have had something to do with that.
I know. I do my Christmas shopping there every year and visit lots of other times. So now Jerome's tie-in, tell us why you're here exactly, Gerome. Not that any excuse to meet you is not good.
Well, I'm here because they paid me to come. No, I'm here because I've been a member of Blue Skies Gallery for almost 19 years. And I have a wall space there and then several artists there, at least 70 different artists, from the jewelry to the fabrics to painters, and it's like a family, and it's been there a long time, and it's a staple, really, of Hampton. So I enjoy being there, even though I'm not there as often as I used to be, because I'm on the road a lot. But my role there is, that's the longest I've ever been associated with any organization.
That's impressive. Yeah. You are kind of moving, you do a lot of new things and experiment.
Yeah, I move around a lot because I feel if I'm doing a lot of this and a lot of that, something is going to catch on eventually.
It's like those paint splatters. Some of them are going to land out right.
Exactly,
you know?
Exactly. Yep.
But Darla, you're fairly new. Like Jerome's been around there for a long time. You are fairly new to the gallery. Tell us about how you ended up there.
Correct. About 3 years ago, I was looking for a new business opportunity. I had come out of government service, and when I heard that Blue Skies was available for purchase, I took a tour of it, really felt a good vibe in the Art Center, and from the very first day I stepped in there, I thought, this is for me. And then I started meeting some of the artists, and it's like I've always been there. They're very welcoming. We work as a really nice unit. It's wonderful to see the process that they take us through. They keep us involved. And when I say us, I mean everyone that comes into the gallery, whether you're a customer, whether you're another artist, they're very supportive of each other and the community.
What makes that, I mean, I think that gallery is special.
Thank you.
But what do you think really makes it work?
It's a membership gallery. And being a membership gallery, that means the members are invested. So even though Jerome's not there every day or every week, he comes in and he puts his part into it. And that may take the place of him meeting with me and him and I coming up with ideas of how to move the gallery forward. And then I have other artists that I would consider are creative elves. I can bring in anything and leave it out for them, leave for a few hours, come back, and they have done amazing things with the materials that I've given them. They always amaze me with how they go through their process and what they end up with, especially for our Christmas. Every Christmas we do Christmas trees and we have ornaments that the artists make. And it's very interesting just to see what they come up with.
It is, I also will say, I think it's a special place because there are so many diverse kinds of art and diverse styles.
Correct.
You know, you've got several different kinds of jewelry, you've got textiles. I mean, it's a lot of different paintings and carvings. I mean, it's just really broad.
And that was something that I was looking for when I came into the gallery, was to increase the diversity. We have some artists that are as young as 15, and it goes all the way up.
Wow.
So to see these younger artists that come in and they don't know where to start, and we have older artists that are more seasoned, that can take them through the process. It's not just about, oh, here's a painting. Well, how do you get into a gallery? How do you show your work? How do you label it? How, do you know to present a bio? all of these different aspects of showing in a gallery. That's what our senior artists teach the younger artists that are coming in. So that's why we say when we're a member, it's a family community and we're teaching and helping each other.
Interesting. Now, Gerome, this style is very different than the last time you were here. And obviously every artist goes through
Right.
that. You know, you don't do the same thing or you're
Yeah.
not growing. But explain to us a little bit about, you know, you do the performance arts still, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And that is, for people who didn't see the earlier one,
Okay.
you are painting live, usually to jazz, right?
Right. That's my preference is jazz, but I've painted to rock and country and western and anything that has a beat, and then I go along with the flow. And normally when I do my performance art, I'll create a piece in, say, from 5 to 10 minutes. Because I do speed painting and I get in there because it's more entertaining, and I'm also entertaining myself because a lot of times I don't know what I'm going to paint or how it's going to end up.
That's a challenge.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
and to do it every single time and to make it different every single
Right.
time. So who have you performed with? If you drop some names.
To date, I've performed with over 50 different major artists. I've performed with Sheila E. I've painted with Boney James, Rick Braun, Brian Culberson, Gerald Albright, and see, I'll have my own stage and my own lighting. So as they're playing, I just paint whatever I feel, and when music comes on, I'll feel a lot. And some people say I'm even dancing as I'm painting, not knowing it.
Mm-hmm.
So I've painted with several artists, and as a matter of fact, when I painted with Sheila E., I was painting, and it was maybe 2,000 people in the audience. And then a few of them knew me, and I heard my name, Gerome. I said, nobody's calling my name. Sheila E's dirt bads over there. Well, Sheila E. was on the corner of her stage, gesturing for me to give her the painting I was working on. So I got what she said, so I took it off, and she held it up in the center of the event. And then she brought it back, and I found out she was in the audience as another artist was performing. And she saw what I was doing there, so she wanted to recognize what I was doing. And I wish I had that painting, but this gentleman, he wanted me to do some abstract piece, certain colors. So I was working on his painting at the time, and he had paid me for it. I tried to buy it back, but he wouldn't sell it back to me. So, but that was a really moving part in my career of painting.
And that's a very different thing than taking time in the studio, building up the texture.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about the art you brought with you today.
Well, the style of art that I really prefer to paint, I do impressionist and abstract, but abstract is what I really enjoy, because abstract can tell a story inside of a story, and with abstract, you can just search the piece and someone can see something in it, and 10 people can get 10 different stories in one painting. And I like doing like corporate art and art that can hang anywhere, mm-hmm. and it still looks appealing and stuff. And then the title of that red one is it's called a composition in red. Something.
So what? Okay, I'm not as versed in abstract art. What story are you telling here? What's the story behind it?
Well, it's more of a
balance and
simple,
mood. Okay.
simplistic painting. And I just wanted to do that, and like the blacks and stuff, that's like impressions. And life can leave an impression on you. It's almost like when you go to Hollywood and they have the impressions in the cement. So I just wanted to do little subtle impressions on there, because art can leave a lasting impression on a person.
And all the colors have very different moods to
Right.
them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I look at, you said that was called Into the Wind, the
Yes.
blue one. I don't know if they can focus on that, but
This one is titled Into the Wind. And you can search this, and you have the clouds, you have the wind blowing. But if you search, and in the bottom here, it's a subtle sailboat
mm-hmm.
that's sailing into the wind. But if I don't tell the title, someone will come up there and they may see something else in it.
that's true.
Because colors are therapeutic to me, and they just move people in different ways. And that's what I love about abstract. You know, I can feel down and I want to paint something yellow and happy or whatever.
Yeah, and then somebody wants that in their house. They want, or their office. They want that, you know, presence and feeling. So tell us, while we're on your work, what this one. This was very different than the other two.
That one is, and these are some of my recent paintings that I did for the 30th celebration that's coming up. And this is a combination. This is like parts of life that can be coming together. Because when you look at a painting, you look at abstract and you look up and down like, where's that artist going with that? And they have so many different scenarios, but the artist can actually, he's the one that can tell you what's going on with it. And that's like a assemblage of life that's coming back together.
Well, and I noticed there's so many more different colors and spots of where these sort of have, you know, their moods to them with the tones. This one's it's got a lot of swirl, a lot of action, and a lot of diversity in there.
And I do that because I'm not a single-dimensional artist. I just paint the way I feel. If I'm in front of something, I can do something with a face. I can do a landscape. So I just paint what I feel, and then once I sign it, I just do a Gerome. I'm not trying to be a Picasso or Rembrandt, because they've already taken those names.
So Gerome is the new famous name, right up there.
That's right. Yeah.
So Darla, Gerome mentioned that this was part of the 30th celebration. What other kinds of things do you have going on in March?
Well, normally every month we have classes and we have wine and paint, and we also have demonstrations by our artists that are working. That's why we say always when you come in you can meet an artist, because they're always doing some type of demonstration.
And that's really special, and watching them work, and yeah, it's neat.
Right now we have a show going on by Chris Rich. At the end of this month we'll change out to Gerome's show, and that will go through the next 2 months of March and April. And then in the month of March, in the celebration for our anniversary, we're going to have every Saturday we're having an event. So the first Saturday on the 7th we're having his open house to start his show, as well as cake, and all of our past and current artists will be attending. So that's a good time to come out and meet.
And we're invited too.
Oh,
we
yes,
don't have
absolutely.
to be an artist.
Everyone's invited. We're expecting at least 200 people. And I think that's our capacity. And then we have on the 14th, we have a person by the name of Shonda that will be coming from Richmond to do some reading. She is a writer, and she wanted to come down and help us celebrate. So she has decided to come in on the 14th, and then we have another event on the 21st. And then on the 28th, we will be having a glass class, and at the end of the day, by Robin Short. She's doing glass classes, fused glass classes. But at the end of the day, we're going to be auctioning one of Gerome's paintings that we have on display at Blue Skies. Yes,
That's
and it's $5 a
exciting.
ticket.
Now, fused glass is different. You don't usually do glass classes there, do you? Like, where do you fire it?
Robin takes it back to her to her workshop.
That's so cool. And the other thing I want to say is your classes are a range of abilities, I think.
Absolutely. And then we also have classes that will build on each. We have a Urban Sketchers group. So the person named by the name of Denise instructs classes, watercolor classes, and takes people out to do urban sketching. And then we have Margaret Hall Jester, who does our wine and paint night, and she also does children's classes. And she will also do private wine and paint nights as well. And then we have Robin Short, who does classes, the glass classes. Jim Dees is another artist that we have that does watercolor classes for us. Pam Oden and Carmen Burrows, these are all individuals that will be doing classes. Kathy Denny will be teaching a class on how to use your phone to take good pictures with, and that one will start in May.
And I will say, I have been to wine and paint night in a lot of different places, And sometimes it's just do this, do this, do this. But what I found there is it was a little more foundational. It's like, here's why we paint the background first. Here's how this goes. Here's how you can do it. And it was much more instructional, but really accessible. I don't even know if it was the same person, but that's what I find there is you don't have to really be a good artist to get something out of these classes, but it's also not just total mimicry. It's, you know, an involvement.
Correct. And we also take requests. We've had some people come in and say, I would like to do peacocks at our next wine and paint. So we put together a class that was for peacocks, and it turned out to be a very interesting class.
That sounds like a lot of fun. So we need to show people what the shop looks like, because it's not, I mean, Jerome's art is a wonderful example,
Right.
but it is so diverse. So we need to make sure we're showing that in the background this part of the time we're talking here. Is there anything else you want to say about it? I mean, where do you think the gallery goes from here? So you're 30 years old.
Right.
What's new? What's changing? How are things?
Again, we're always looking for new artists. We're looking for different. We're looking for unique. We have multiple different markets that come in to shop in this area. So it's not just one type of art that we're looking for. We are open Wednesday through Sunday. With the exception of November and December, we're open every day of the week.
Very busy around that time.
Absolutely.
I know. Okay, so is there anything else you want to say? Jerome, where else can we find your work? You're mostly there, and you have a private studio, right?
Yes, I have a few pieces that are over in at the Richard Stravis Gallery, but that's over in Virginia Beach, and I'm working on a new website, so that'll be up by definitely before the reception on the 7th of
Oh,
March.
that's pressure.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But yeah, obviously you need to be able to direct people to a website, because they're
Yeah.
going to come in and look at that and go, oh, show me more.
Right, and then I have some videos on there, and because what I've been doing since I kind of took a little break, I've been partnering with different nonprofits, because I partner with the Achievable Dreams, and I've painted for them 2 years in a row, and then I'll donate paintings and then auction them off. And also for the American Heart Association, I paint for them, and I like teaming up with someone that has a special cause. And my buddy, I don't know if, well, several people probably do know him, Wyland. He's the one that painted that big mural downtown in Norfolk.
And
But he
Norfolk
has
is the Wyland Foundation, which is really it is a nonprofit. It's more he is an artist, but his
Oh, yeah.
organization is about the waterways and clean waterways and oceans. And
Right. Well, he painted one of the cruise ships, the hull of the ship, and he's painted a 747, so the new Peter Mack. So he has art on the cruise ship. So he's talking to some people about trying to get my art on the cruise ships.
oh, that's great.
Yeah. So, but Hampton is my home, so that's why I try to do whatever I can to promote Hampton. So when I'm out there, it's about Gerome and Hampton.
I know. You're
Yeah.
really good at that kind of promotion. In fact, you're the one who's like, I was going to interview you about the new art, and you're like, bring Darla in. Let's talk about Blue Skies.
Yeah, because they have so many awesome artists in that gallery. I mean, they can compete with any artist anywhere, but they're located right here in Hampton, and the gallery is large. I mean, it
5,000 square feet.
If you are just looking from the parking lot, it doesn't seem like it's going to be that big, and then you just keep walking and walking and walking. It goes all the way
And
through
we
to
hear
the other
that a
side.
lot from the customers that come in.
Yeah, and it's some great artists, that are in there, because I purchase art from some of the artists that are in there myself, because some of the wood carvers, some of the painters, and I mean, because it's just it's a nice mixture of art. So if you're looking for a gift, you can go in there and get jewelry on Valentine's Day, whatever, and
a wide variety of price points.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, we might look at Jerome's art and it might be out of our reach, but some things won't be, or some smaller scale things. There is always wonderful. I go shopping for other people and they don't always get the gifts. That's my confession. Some things just I can't part with after that. But
And we also offer gift certificates. So if someone doesn't really know what to buy for a gift for someone, pick them up a gift certificate.
Wonderful. Okay, well, we're going to close, but I want to make sure we put your web address and information. If you'd repeat that for us one more time.
That's the blueskiesart.com, and we're in downtown Hampton off of South King Street.
Off of South King Street, but you're also accessible from, I don't know what it's called, that parking lot next
Settlers
to the big
Landing.
garage.
Exactly.
From Settlers Landing is an easier
Right.
way to get there if you're driving.
Correct.
And thank you so much. And I'm
Thank you.
so glad you're there, and that it's been, art galleries are tough. And during a recession, I know it was probably very hard for some of the previous owners to keep it afloat. So it's wonderful to see it vibrant and
Thank
healthy
you.
and stable again.
Right.
So, and thank you for coming.
Oh, thank
Want
you
to
for
stay in
having-
touch and
Oh, yeah,
keep up with
definitely.
your art.
Oh, definitely. Thank you. And I'm glad you had me on your beautiful set here. And I'm glad you're still here.
Thank you. Yeah,
Right.
that's great.
Good.
All
Okay.
right. Well, thank you guys, and thank you for watching. I hope you will check out the website, pick at least one event going on during March, their anniversary month, that you want to, and not an event, just go shopping. It's a great place to be. And eat lunch downtown while you're there. There's so much to do. Thanks for watching.